Hello, so today I want to talk a little bit about Venus in Leo and in the fourth house. But before we dive into that, let me introduce myself a little bit. My name is Katie Turner, and I am a spiritual astrologer and twin flame coach. And all of the information to work with me and find out more about what I do is down below. Be sure if you like this video to subscribe, leave a comment, like, and if you have a placement that you're interested in knowing about, feel free to let me know. Or let me know how this interpretation fits in with your experience with these placements of this planet. So today we have Venus as our core planet of conversation, which is super exciting because Venus is all about beauty and balance and fairness. She is an energy of relationships and collaboration. Venus is the planet that when you have two people, two suns, which can be very intense and strong-willed. Venus is what allows those two suns to flow in a way that harmonizes and works and doesn't lead into fights and conflict and destruction. Venus is about coming together and not merging, so it's not two souls, so suns becoming one, but rather two suns that are going to flow together and circle together in order to create more light or enjoy life in a better way. So these relationships are very much about balance. With Venus, you want to have another player in your life, another person in your life. So this specifically is going to be where you feel called to have someone to bounce your energy off of, or where you feel called to engage in relationships or explore harmony and beauty, attraction. Venus is also self-worth. It's money, it's assets, it's resources. It's also what we like to spend those resources on and what we like to do with the resources we have. It is your very feminine abilities, and it really shows us where we're attractive and where we are just pleasing for other people to get along with us as well. So Venus is in Leo. So Leo, I mentioned the sun is the core of a person. It's this big bright personality. It's the center of the solar system. It has a lot of heat. It's intense. Leo is ruled by the sun, and so this sign represents kind of that ego aspect of self, but not to vilify Leo energy. It's the heart. It is the expression of self. It's the identity and the will. It's the phrase is I will, to express the self and to shine light. And there's a lot of courage in Leo energy to put yourself out there for the world and express pure-heartedly. And Leo energy, because it is ruled by the sun, it is a force of nature. It is heat, it is hot, it is bright, it is continual. The sun is always shining, whether we see it or not. And it's also to this aspect of the center. So the sun is in the center of the solar system. And in return, it has a huge gravitational force, and this pulls other planets in its orbit. And those planets revolve around the sun. That's why we get that concept of Leo being very egotistical. We're all about me, 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 because it's that revolving around that sun energy. But the Leo energy and the sun energy, the sun's not just asking for planets to revolve around it. It's giving light back. It's giving something. It's giving warmth back, energy, because light is energy, to these planets. And when in position in the right place, like Earth, that allows us to have life. The sun, in revolving around the sun, is what allows us to have light and life. So Leo energy really represents a part of ourselves where we want to shine from the heart. We want to express ourselves, and we want people to be pulled in by that. We want people to feel what we have to offer and enjoy it and like it and accept it and embrace it. And not just for selfish means, but because we also too want to give people that joy, because we have a fire in our heart. We have a light we want to give to people, and that is our expression. That is the way that we are able to give it to the world. So when you have Venus in Leo, that is the way how you relate. Venus people relate, or your Venus and Leo people relate to others by this expression of light, this expression of happiness and fun and self. These kind of people really need a partnership and a relationship where they don't have to filter who they are, where they don't have to worry about coming on too strongly as well, because Leo can be known for its dramatics or that center of attention, me, 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 me effect. And that's not the case at all, I think, with Venus and Leo people. Sometimes it can be. So you need someone who can be able to handle a strong personality, but also as well, Venus and Leo people love to love and love to give back and love to have that romance. And it's not even just like romance in the like sappy marriage way, but it's romance in the fun and like the fire and the honeymoon phase and the going out on dates and enjoying and partying and living life and creating memories together, and living that free-spirited way together. So Venus and Leo people are very bold lovers. They love to express from the heart, and relationships are a very important part of the self, of the ego. And ego not being a negative term here, but just the more 3D personality sense of self that's just trying to get your needs met. Leo and Venus people like attention. They need to be well loved and well received, but they also like to give it back as well. But in the fourth house, you take this very fiery relationship energy, it's very social, fiery, bright, expressive energy, and you move into the realm of family and the home. The fourth house is very private. It's not something that you expose to the world. The fourth house is about bonds and trust and who you have grown attachments to. And so Leo Venuses in the fourth house are people who really enjoy a partnership that they can kind of just live with. And it's not so much about going and conquering the world and doing all of these amazing things. Maybe if your son's in Sagittarius, you want to get a van and travel across the country that way with your partner. But it's just really about, for these people, having fun at home and that comfortable space, that space where you can just be who you are and unwind, having a partner there who just brightens your day, that loves you for who you are, where you can, be childlike and just cut up together, is super important for these people. The relationship with the mother is also very important and can actually help shape the way that this Venus and Leo plays out. So Leo, being that ego, recognizes that the ego needs attention. And this is something that's true. Like, children need attention from adults. They need attention from those around them. That is how we engage in this world. If everybody were to ignore you, you would have so many like emotional and psychological issues to work through, because we're social species and children need that kind of attention. And so needing attention is not a bad thing, but when you don't get that attention, or you get too much attention, or the attention has loaded energy to it, that can create some challenges, especially with this Leo and Venus energy in that fourth house. And so if you were someone who your mother really, maybe you feel unloved, or if it's not your mother, your family, or your emotional supportive parents, if they weren't around, that could also be an indicator here as well. But if your mother ever, showed you weren't worthy of love, that may manifest in issues in relationships, or Leo energy is over exaggerated, overinflated, where you are the center of your mother's world. She can't live without you. Then there can also be that dependency as well. Either you don't want to pursue other people because you have your mother in your life, or you need someone who feels that way about you. And no relationship might live up to what you want out of that person, based on what you received from your mother. And so being able to understand that about yourself, and ask yourself critically, like, what did your mother teach you? What did your family teach you? What did your home experience teach you about your worth, especially when it comes to your light and the joy in your life, and what to expect out of relationships, and just make sure that you're coming from a healthy place with that, and it's feeling where you want it to be, and that will help you kind of really create the most happiness. But other than that, being able to explore home and decorating, like you might be someone who loves to beautify your home. Maybe you always change it, maybe you don't. Maybe you're into real estate or interior design. That's a really big thing. Having harmony in the home is super important. Maybe having children, this could be something, energy that might show up for someone who has a lot of feminine children in the home, or whatnot. But really just being able to create a home environment that lights and fuels that heart of you is super important. You may not be as extroverted as a lot of Leo Venuses because you like to express that with your home and your family and those you can trust. That being said too, if you're having any issues with trust in relationships, or if you're having a hard time finding people who are familiar and safe to you, that may also cause some struggles, because you need that trusted bond in your life to feel secure. You need someone who's going to be able to let your love out and support you in that process in order to find a happiness. So I'd love to know how this energy related to you, and if it resonated with you. And if you have any other requests, let me know. Feel free to subscribe and like, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!